Hello. Yeah. So I wasn't sure I'll be making to this session, so I didn't bring any presentation, anything, but I have some videos that what we have done so far to share with you. So today's the session actually is getting your games onto Steam, for that matter, any digital platform. Um, but before to start that, actually, I will just do the introduction of the studio, us, and what's our journey, how we got ourselves, how we got our first game onto Steam, and then how we followed the second game onto the Steam platform itself, and then how do you make the best use of the platform as well. Especially Steam is very powerful for PC, and extremely important to get onto that platform. So I think probably I'll take you through the journey of us actually, where we started, how we started the game actually, how we went to we went to like, over the course of 14 months, we met a lot of different publishers. We had traditional publishers, we had a lot of different discussions, everything, and then how we end up actually self-publishing ourselves on Steam. So we started our journey as a game studio in 2009. In March, that was the time actually first we had the first programming team, which around 4 people, plus Mark and myself, total 6 of us. And then we had an artist. That was again, our idea was actually when we started this, to make this game, we wanted to outsource the artwork entirely to Serbia. Not to India, that's for sure. I mean, we had a common friend whom we worked with them before, so we thought actually it's easy to work with them. So first 3 months, we were actually just, the prototyping and then the getting for the idea while we were working on it, we realized that actually outsourcing artwork to Serbia is not really working out. We are not strong in the pre-production. We're not strong actually in the documenting our ideas, features that we are implementing. So we realized that actually it's probably the best way to do actually is that we get the art team in-house. So as we brainstorm, as we discuss with them, we get the concepts done, we get the assets to do. So I think around the July or August of 2009, we started actually getting the art team as well. We had an art lead, we had an animator, we had a couple of artists, plus we added 1 or 2 programmers extra into the team. So by the time, like 6 months, without even knowing it, it was initially a project was supposed to be 4 people, 4 programmers, outsourcing the art work to actually Serbia. We became actually a full studio, which has 6 programmers, 5 artists, and we are actually managing a studio. Initially, we thought we're not going to be a managers. We are going to be, everybody's going to do actually, and then it's going to be much more easier. Became a team of 12 to 14 people, and we were providing the lunch. Actually, so we had a nice kitchen. That's actually, we had a cooks. Actually, they were cooking for us actually in the lunch. So it became a big operation, not even noticing before, even like in the 8 months. That was like a drastic change as we were making the game. And for the first time, we got to show the game to external publishers in the month of August 2009. That was actually 6 months at the Gamescom. Our initial feedback from the publishers, it was positive. They liked the idea, they liked the game, and they were surprised actually a studio from India, a team from India actually doing a real-time strategy game. Okay, they are the complex to do, the design, especially the balance, and very hard to compete into your benchmark is so high. There are very few games, but everybody compares. If you're RTS, they talk about StarCraft, and that's like a very hard. There is no, it's not a mean feat to compete or compare to. And then you have a CVOH, Company of Heroes, which is Relic Games. They have a lot of years of experience having in-house engine, in-house tech, and then doing extremely, that's a popular game too. So we had an uphill battle, but we chose one good thing with the Airpods was actually the art style. We chose post-apocalyptic, which is very much like a Mad Max movie style, the theme setting. And the team that actually we had it in-house, art team, they were really good. We had a concept artist from Russia who came to Hyderabad and who with us, and then he helped us actually visualizing the buildings, structures. So that was really important. That was one of the smart things which we did again, because getting a concept artist was very difficult. Even now, it's extremely difficult. I'm talking about somebody who is good, who can take that vision, get that right. So we had that help actually from the concept artist, and then we got, and But the game, as in when we went for in like August to September, the time when we're showing to the publishers, the game has a good feel, a lot of good features. We are innovating, doing a lot of different things, but it's not polished. It's not in a total playable state. It means that actually we're getting around 14 to 15, 16 frame rates, and they're not consistent either. So that's when they said actually that, hey, you need more time. You guys need more time to spend on the product. That's when we are interested in the game, but you need to come back to us again, show us a bit more. So 3 months went by, we came back, we started. The one thing we didn't do right actually is we didn't stop adding the features. Even though the game was good and then putting into it, rather than we should have focused just on the polishing, just on the improving the performance, improving whatever the features that we had, actually just close it down and then working into it. We keep on coming up with the ideas and then keep adding the features into the game. So that took us actually the next big meeting, which we went for actually GDC in March, San Francisco. So again, we showed it to the same publishers, 10, 20 people. We went to them and then they went to their individually, we start showing the game. They looked at the game, it's improved graphics wise, it's improved actually features wise, it looks better, it plays better, but still it's not, the performance is still not the great, it's not expected actually, it doesn't have again a finished feel. And when we were speaking to the publishers, when we're telling them actually, hey, we have a game that's going to be ready in the next 3 months, the publishers were not absolutely coming forward into it, like, hey, this is going to be done in the next 3 months or the polish wise. And that was 2010, the most of the markets in the tank and the Europe, everybody's looking into kind of a little bit of a retraction. So it's not even everything is moving to the digital as well, digital and then slowly getting into mobile. So there is a traditional publishers. They are not many surviving actually in the business too. So there is a shift happening in 2010 at that time. So by E3, that was actually in June 2010, we realized that actually we will get a publisher, but who is not going to give you the right value that we want for the game, and we will not be sure that actually whether they will take care of the product that we've been working so hard for the last 14 to 18 months. Would they give it enough? Would they do enough for this game? So we were not sure about it all. So that is when we realized we have a game, it's in pretty good playable state. So how do we release it? That's our big question that actually we have. So we said we have to announce the game. That's our first step. Till that time, we were only showing the game to the external publishers. We haven't shown the game to anybody, like for press or anyone. That's our mistake number one. So we could have been talking about the game a bit more to the public, a bit more to the press actually. That would have been actually got the more publishers, more people know about the game, know about the studio, know about the team, what we're working on. Probably would have got more queries, more inquiries actually. Rather than targeting 10 people, we could have targeted 20 people actually. That's one thing. The second thing, which in June, the part of the announcement actually is you needed something strong, the visual. You have to write a story, you have to tell a story what this game is all about. The second part actually is whether you need a strong image or actually a trailer, a video. So we started working on a trailer, okay? It took us close to 2.5 months to make a trailer. I'm gonna play the video now. This video probably got us actually on Steam, hands down, without any doubt actually, this one. Wait. One full time, one full week, all scripted in the there's no the totally forgot. So we had one programmer full time working actually in the scripting in the engine actually for this mission. And to be honest, it's the way it's done. It's like it's simulation. We create events and then let the events play out. And then we used to get the numbers. We like a lucky number. Somebody's lucky number is 7. We tried the number 7, and the simulation works. And then you look at the simulation, see actually no penetrations, no any visual glitches, or anything to be seen. Okay, it looks good. And then we render it out. And then it's like 3 sequences. They were programmed and then run for the simulation. That's how the entire scene was done. We had one artist working full time, and then the one programmer. And then intermittently, we had one more programmer help actually to make this video. But we took a lot of care. We wanted this announcement that something should get the right message about the game. And if you look at actually, if you decode that video, there are tons of features it shows, it explains. Like, I mean, we did so many crazy features for Apox. There are like close to 40 to 50. I mean, to be honest, there is one single unit can do 10, 12 different things. He can throw a grenade, he can throw a Molotov, he can switch weapons, which is not done for any other RTS game that actually we did with this game. The problem was we were always putting the features in on the flow. We're coming with these crazy ideas, we're putting them in, but we're not taking time to polish them. We're not taking time to, no more adding the features. We're just gonna make the game better, make the game perform better, make the game play better on the PC. But still, once we had the announcement done, once we had the press release written out, once we have the video we are happy with, we sent out, the first thing is we upload the video to YouTube. At the same time, we sent out the press release to actually few people. Like the way, I mean, we had a list of 20 to 40 people whom we've been meeting, we've been talking to, and then got the contacts. And luckily, to be honest, they looked at on the first YouTube, I think in the first 1 week, we had around 10,000 to 20,000 clicks at that time. Even we didn't expect that much awareness to come in. And then from there, we had actually and then we had suddenly Rock Paper Shotgun wrote about the game, and they picked up, hey, there is a cool game, Mad Max. They wrote a nice article about it actually, and they took us. And another smart thing which we did actually is getting the press release on the Games Press. Okay, I figured out actually through somebody whom I was talking to from the industry. He suggested us, hey, if I want to make an announcement, get the press release reach to more people, where do I go? He said, actually take a membership on the Games Press and then put your press release out. So what we did, it costs around $110 per month. And then you can put your press releases out, and that will spread out to the different websites. It will go to all different journalists, including Gamasutra, and everywhere they publish it back. So we did that part. And overall, we started getting traction. And I think the user numbers, the visit views actually getting up to 50K something plus. At that time, just right before at the E3, I kind of I was there, and then Valve was there actually doing a recruitment, mostly at the E3, what they do. So I crashed into it. I don't have an appointment. I don't have any contact, anybody I know. I said to myself, okay, if we have to release the game, we have to release it with the help of Valve Steam. So I walked into their booth. And then I found one guy standing at the time. I don't know. He was actually his appointment he already had. That guy was late. So I walked into him. I said, actually, we have a game. We have a video, which I would like to show you, which we think it fits right for the Valve. He said, actually, I have only 5 minutes. Show me what you have. And then he took me to a cabin, actually, to the meeting room. There, I showed it to him, the trailer. I explained it to him, maximum 5 minutes. I showed him the trailer. That took around 2 minutes. And then I spoke to him about us, where we are as a studio. And this is the game we're working on. We are almost ready for the beta. And then he gave me a mail ID, his card. At the same time, he gave me the account manager. Steam has actually Valve account managers, so whom you interact with them, day-to-day getting your game, later on managing the game, everything related with that. So he gave me the contact for that person. So we came back from the event. Once we have the video ready, once we sent out the press release, once we have enough number of clicks, some good number of clicks, we, along with the video link, the press release, everything, we sent it to actually the Valve. We mailed it to them. We got the response back in 2 days, in 48 hours, within 48 hours. I mean, that's again, probably the timing, probably everything that actually is, we don't, they said, yes, we like the game. And we got the initial NDA to actually integrate the Steamworks because we just starting it out. So we don't have anything for them to try it out. So everything went, I mean, from there onwards, I can say that it was the best working with Valve actually. And they definitely, there is no simple thing explain why they control 80 to 90% of the digital market that they do, how they are operating, how they are doing, because they are the best guys to work with, and they know what works, and the way the presentation, the way it's been, even for when we had the second game, okay, even at the time we were into 5 or 6 months into the production, we told them actually we have our second game we're working on, we're coming to them. We actually went to Seattle for a different reason. Then from there we said we will come down to your office, we would like to show the game that we're working on. They said welcome, and then they had the whole, I mean they had the team that come in, and then they showed the game, they saw the game Trisk for the first time, and they said yes, we like it, then get it on, when do you think we will be ready? So overall, working with them has been actually it's the best. I have never seen actually that we have the game on 6-7 different digital portal sites, absolutely chaotic. They don't know what they're doing, they don't know how they're distributing, but it's like it's very hard to get the sales data, it's very hard to get the momentum or anything actually into it. But there are some good, I mean, the 1 or 2, they might be good. But the other, I think the best actually, we saw the much more better traction, better sales, better actually the feedback, where we do part of the bundles or part of the other things actually where, than compared to actually the other digital portal sites. That's been our experience so far. So to summarize, I mean, if you have a game for PC, something, if you feel that actually it's a right audience, Steam has a right audience that they would like it. So idea is actually you have a short synopsis about the game, what this game is all about. And then you need to make I wouldn't call it a trailer, but it's a visual, it is screenshots, but video would be great. It made a compelling video, send it to them, or maybe before even sending it to it, the way we did actually is you send the press release out, get more traction, talk about the game in the forums, talk about actually get more visits, get more views to your video, and get more people talk about it as well. It actually helps. To be honest, the moment once we have the trailer on YouTube gone viral and the people are clicking it and the numbers are going up, suddenly we saw actually a lot of people contacting us for the retail publishing or in general publishing as well. We found a lot more people that way that actually contacting, hey, we like the game, we like what you're doing, so would you be interested actually for this region? Would you be interested actually in the retail too? So it's always focus on whatever you're working on the game, as you focus on the polish and the finishing it, at the same time make a good trailer, make a good video that actually that can go out. So I'm just going to play the Trisk, our first teaser trailer which we made. That's our second title, which we released on Steam on September the 14th. Now we are following up with the DLC for the game. At the same time, we kind of like a, but there is one thing actually, the whole experience with working with Steam is they know that there is a place value is so great. In a certain place, when they do daily deal, when they do certain thing, when they feature the game, the sales are massive. I mean, these mean such a, it's a platform that actually is and at the same time, a lot of it's very easy to integrate and people are very easy to work with. So I wouldn't actually the PC gaming means something that actually if somebody has a passion, somebody has the team, because it's not easy to, one person cannot make a small game. I mean, it's like you need a team actually, a proper team. But if you can afford it, and if you have the team, if you can do it, I think it will get you the great returns. But you got to do certain things right. Even we thought we learned a lot, and then we know how the Steam works, and then we with Apox our experience, and then we made the biggest blunders. I mean, for the second release when we launched it, we didn't understand the customer trend as well, consumer trend, how it's changing. For an indie game, for an unknown studio, our first game didn't sell as much as the great numbers or anything, not many people know us. We put the pricing a little higher side. So right now the Steam is sold around $29.99. The Trist is sold actually on for $29.99 on Steam, which normally if you look at actually even the Valve games, they put it only $19.99 or actually it's on the sudden there is a price band that works very well. And when we were actually making the first pricing, even for the first game for Apox when we were doing, the account manager whom we were handling with actually, she was adamant. She was actually said, no, you're going to screw yourself if you do it this way. Put the pricing down to $9.99, much more affordable way. That's where the maximum traction, that's where the numbers. So we took that feedback, but we thought that actually, in this case that actually, even though we know, but in this case actually we didn't apply the same rule when we know we could have done it. So that's another thing. Yeah. It's even though they featured us, but that's today to look back actually it's very hard to change certain decisions. So but they give you the feedback. They give you a lot of feedback. They tell you actually how you can project it. At the same time, they also come up with the ideas to where you feature the game, where you how it's to be because nowadays if you look at actually Steam is constantly occupied with the different sales, different promotions. It's hard to get a date, but if you get a date, actually if you can keep on contacting them, do that actually. And the numbers are very, I can share one interesting thing that we released Apox January 2011. 4 weeks ago, we did actually 50%, 75% promotion for Apox on Steam. We sold in 24 hours, we sold 3,000 copies. It was there for just a daily deal in the 24 hours. That's it. And that game is 18 months old. It's daily deal was actually I think total $5. $5 in total after the discount, $5. And we sold in one day. I'm saying it's there, it's featured in the place, 24 hours. And we came back into the top 40 chart, in the top 40 sellers on Steam. So it's extremely popular. There are gamers in the peak hours, there are 50 million people log in, and the normal hours, minimum is actually 20 million. So it's a pretty massive, the platform actually is. Oh yeah, at that time, the peak login is 50 million, right? Yeah, 5 million or 50? 50 million. Yeah, 50 million is peak login every day, peak hours, 50 million. The low actually is 20 million, yes. That I have no idea. But you can go from there, so count out. Yeah. So there is a whole massive number, massive market there. If you do your game right, done polished very well, and then I think if it's to the right audience on that one, and it's a great place to be there. So that's, yeah. Yes. For Apox, overall we spent from March till the May for the last DLC. So that was around, I could say 24 months, okay? We spent 24 months on an average, maybe 10 people working on it.
So around 240 man months.
240 man months, yes. Okay. We spent on. And our second title, which is Twist, we spent 13 months in total for this game. 13 months, on average, close to 17, 18 people we worked on.
And so what was the total cost of building your first and second title? If you can share ballpark figures also.
It's $500,000.
For your first title?
For one title. For each, both the titles, more or less.
Okay. Okay. And have you recovered that?
Sorry?
Have you broken even?
Have we recovered?
Yeah.
Not there yet.
Okay, great. Yeah. Best of luck in recovering, and thanks. Thanks a lot for sharing all this.
No worries. Yes, in case of the Apex, we used the Ogre open source as a graphics rendering engine, but the rest of all the gameplay, everything was written in-house. So, and for the second game for Trisk, we integrated actually Unigine to it. We removed Ogre. So there were certain things we were expecting. It's not from, since it's open source one. So we licensed a new engine for that. Sound engine. We used actually Unigine, right? I mean, yeah. So we used actually Unigine's sound OpenAL, but you're talking about what engine, right? So it's part of the engine itself. Yeah. Oh yes, we have someone in California who did the entire music for us, all the sound effects for us. So we outsourced the entire work, the music work to us, including the one you heard in the trailer. That's all done out there. No, we got him actually when we have the basic game working and the framework is in place, then we got him.
So Vinny, I had a question.
Yes.
Can you please share some experience of like the whole process that Steam does? Lots of it would be under NDA, I guess, but like things that you can share, like what sort of integration goes into the game and what sort of data is available to the players, like how the whole thing works.
Probably Anindya, you want to add on to later? I'll just start with it. Probably maybe he's there in the audience, the one who worked on that feature too, or someone. But yeah. I think once they like the game, once they approve the game, okay, they send you an NDA and they give you access to Steamworks. So and they set up all the backend framework. Okay. So once you have it, then you start setting up, integrating what features would work from your game that can be integrated actually with the Steam. For example, leaderboards, achievements, cloud. Cloud save, right now they're doing tons of things actually. They've been adding a lot of social features into it. So you figure out what features would work, minimum required, and then what could be added onto it. Yeah, you list those things, then you start implementing one by one, okay, integrating those features. And at the same time, they have a backend on the whole product information that you need to write, you need to properly put it up there, that will go into the store page actually, what it goes into. Once all this information done, then they will send you the marketing assets. Okay, the assets list. They give you the very detailed, proper PSDs. All you need to do is take them to the right size, place them into it. So you populate the box art, screenshots, all that stuff. Actually, everything up. They give you FTP access. So once you upload all the assets, once they have them all in place, then they work with you. When they tell you actually is when do you think you're ready? When would you like to release the game? They're very flexible. You suggest the dates. You give them 2-3 dates. I'm looking at like a December 10th and a December 20th. They say, hey, December. They come back to you. They tell you December 20th. You have a big title coming up. Do you want to go against with the title? Or they tell you actually in the next 3-4 days it's going to be like it's big. And so do you want to go actually? So all that stuff. And then the pricing. Again, they help you with the pricing. You go ahead. You tell them, I want to sell it for $29.99. They come back to you. They tell you this is our experience and our data shows that actually this is the best price. This is the best price. And they look at the game. They definitely play the game. They look at actually how stable and its releasable state. So they go through this process. You know, that's what's great about Steam actually is not just they not only give you the features that you can integrate and that makes as a game experience. They will also, if you can take their help, you can ask them actually to go through this process. So once you have them all in place, once the date is agreed on the D-Day, the game gets out. Yeah.
And like, how do you make the call if you want to run a beta for your game or something?
Sorry?
Like, if you want to run a beta through Steam for your game, is that option available or like?
Oh
Steam
yes,
decides?
you can do that too. If you have the game ready and then if you want to do a beta, or I mean the closed beta or open beta through Steam, I mean for us, Trisk, that's how we did it too. I mean by that, even for AirPods, by the time when we sent out the trailer, by the time when we had the initial agreement that was done, we had the beta build was ready. Even before the release, we did the beta through the Steam build. We switched from a non-Steam version to Steam version. So one big problem we have is actually every time with the Steam, we have a Steam version, right? Especially being RTS games, it's all about online. So if we have a Steam version, supporting a non-Steam version is always a headache. So and I think it takes, and then whenever we update the Steam build, we have to update the non-Steam build as well. And the problem is we didn't have a proper version check control unless until they connected to internet. We know that actually they have a older client, and then we can tell them to update the new client actually, which we have an update for the non-Steam version guys. We cannot do that. What if they're playing offline? They are playing actually an older version, so there is no way for us to clearly track and then do that. But one thing, always we felt a lot easier with the Steam actually is you put the patch, even with the new version that they have given to us with the Trist, we can push the updates on our own. When we were doing AirPods, we had to, whenever we post an update, we have to mail Steam saying that actually, hey, we have a latest version, can you take it live? Now, they made it to us actually, we can, as a developer, you can make the build live whenever you want, as many times you want, so that's also. There's no ballpark, it's open 70-30. So 70 for the developer, 30 for the publisher.
So, hey there, Vlad, Game Sauce. When did Trist get out? Like, when did you release
September 14th.
Because you were right before a big wave started with the whole Greenlight process, which I'm sure that if all of these guys want to go on Steam with, they'll be pressured to do. I heard that Bill Fish with Fez even was forwarded to the Greenlight process, which is quite a tough process. So, like, are you guys working on any new titles, and will those have to go through the Greenlight process? And what have you experienced from the Greenlight process, which is something that all of these guys will most likely have to face? You were fortunate, I guess, because you were before that wave.
Before them, yes.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, to be honest, actually, it's daunting to think about it either. I mean, going through the Greenlight process and then approving it for the next title. We are not 100% sure. I mean, I think it all comes down to when we have the next pitch, next prototype ready, when we start showing it to them. Because we've been working with them for the last 3 years, and then they know whether we can deliver, we can set them quality. And we are all into, see, one thing is we are doing RTS games or like a much more hardcore games. So far, both our games for hardcore audience. So it was a lot easy, I think, for them to approve and then say, yes, go ahead with that. We're not coming up with the very innovative, interesting art style or actually a gameplay mechanic that we're doing. But if they say to us next time, go through the Greenlight process, I think that's going to be a learning process for us too. So it's all comes down to, we will know in the next few months. I hope so too.
This is about the feature space positioning that you were mentioning about on Steam. So there, does Steam have a lot of say, or is it like marketing cost that you're spending out to get that space?
What is, sorry,
The feature space positioning.
Oh, the featuring in these places, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is that what Steam controls a lot, or is it like a marketing cost that you are spending to get that positioning?
It's totally Steam takes one by one decision. So they see, at the end of the day, they want to sell more units, and they will feature the game. For example, certain games, you see the whole page takeover on the day. Steam takes it because they know that this AAA game will sell 100, 200,000, 500,000 units in a single day. They know that actually, and they will feature that in a big way that the visibility comes in. So it's very individual. Steam does it on its own. And other feature places like the daily deal, weekly deal, these things, it's a queue. You keep on joining a queue. If you are smart, you keep on sending a mail every 60 days. For example, our game is gone on Steam sale on this day. You mail them on the next week itself saying that, hey, I would like to sell put a promotion my game on the 60th day, next 60th day. and then you start getting into the queue. I think if you're smart and if you are always on the same, I mean, telling them to do that, then I think you will make it much more into it. So it's all about you. You initiate, you ask them, and then you join the queue as fast as you want. Okay.
Can you get that one of those spaces by making an ad spend or something like that?
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. They don't see. Another thing is there is no fee. There is no, even at least for Greenlight, they put $100 or something, whatever, the $100. But for this one, this is actually, they look at the game, they look at and they do that actions. And to be honest, what I heard from a lot of different people, the feedback actually, even the established publishers, it's not always easy to get the game, like the way ask them to go through the Greenlight process. There are some games they might do that because they want to get more attention to the Greenlight as well too. Why sometimes Steam know that this game will get there. And then they wanted actually the very high profile developer, high profile or much better quality game if that comes through the process. And Steam wants to get as much data as possible. They have a guy who knows economics. They have a guy who knows they're crazy about the data collection. So, and they want as much user data as possible. Is it up? Steam is on Mac and Steam is coming to Linux too.
Okay. And have you released a Mac version of your game also, or only Windows?
We are going to be releasing pretty soon.
Great. Best of luck for that.
Thank you. Yeah, we will know how the Mac App Store is going to do too. So it's a new experience that's going to learn. Sorry? New presentation, yes.
You know, with the whole Windows 8 marketplace saga coming up, what do you think of gaming in Linux as a whole? Do you think gaming in Linux is going to pick up, especially with Steam, especially now focusing on Linux per se?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have no idea. I mean, we just launched the product, so I think the landscape is changing so fast, and in the next 12 to 24 months, how Microsoft is, especially with the Windows 8, how it is going to shape up their market. I think probably what they do is they announce something, a framework, which is, we all think, which is very harsh. I think probably there might be give and take. I think over the next 12 months, they're going to try. They're going to hear out more developers. They're going to talk to more partners, actually. They will see, and I think they will come up with the more framework rules, actually. I think we all live. I think they want games. They want content to give into, actually. And they want Windows 8 to succeed. And if any sane person thinks about it, actually, is the games are one of the most important content for any platform, be Windows 8, be Linux, be Mac, anything. So I think they don't want to piss us off. So I think they will come up with a solution. It may not be acceptable to entirety, but I think I think at the end of the day, we have to make the games, and then we have more places to sell. We can sell. See, nobody's stopping us to sell the games on Steam. We can still sell it on Steam, and still Steam is accessible even on the Windows Marketplace. We will go ahead there, we will go there and we will buy it. We will also go to Windows Marketplace, we will buy the games. So as a customer, I have more choice now, whether to go there, whether to go here. But the only thing is, I may have to go for more clicks with if I go with this process. If I get less clicks, maybe this process actually is. But it's very interesting to know next 12 to 24 months. Because I think that Microsoft anyway rushed the Windows 8 because they want to learn from the users. And they improve their product, and then they make it better. So I think they will make the rules as they go, they'll do that action. So that's all.
Thanks.
That's it. Thanks a lot.